Welcome to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast, where the sun's always shining and the stories are even brighter. Each episode, we bring you closer to the neighbors, local legends, and beachside businesses that make Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love. Pull up a beach chair, grab a drink, and let's meet the people who make this island feel like home. We want to send out some island love to Eric Tibbs from Edward Jones, State Insurance USA, and Home Well Care Services Fort Myers. They are the businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener, from local stories to the positive vibe of island life. Here's to celebrating all that makes Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love. Here's your host, Cabo Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors. Today we have good neighbor Chris Kagan from 5-Star Air. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Pleasure to get to know you and share your story a little bit with our listeners and learn a little bit more. My tagline is no shade, just sunshine. But in your case, sometimes people like shade because it gets a little hot out in the sun, right?
It's a little colder in the shade. That's right.
Right. Well, this time of year, though, we like that sunshine out there a little bit more. It is a little chilly today, but I'm not going to lie.
No.
But why don't we start off by you sharing a little bit about 5-Star Air?
Okay. Yeah. So 5-Star Air, I started about 5 years ago. And it was started to provide people with honest, fair AC services because the AC systems are somewhat complicated. Most people don't have an understanding of how they work, and they're easily taken advantage of. And so that was why we entered the business. And there's a little bit of some confidential part of the story. You know, I was an owner in Air Pros for a little while.
Okay.
And I kind of got an idea of what I didn't want to do. And then I started 5-Star. And it was started with, honesty and transparency in mind at the very forefront of our mission. And, we back that up by the way we treat our employees, the way we treat our customers, the way that we feel about our business and what we try to do for society and for the local population as well. So we're not a sales company. We have no salesmen that work for us. If you're out in the field for us, you can fix air conditioners and you're really good at it. You've got 10 to 15 years experience. And that's just one of those things where we didn't want to be a sales company. So we're not a sales company at all. We don't have anyone to send out to anyone's house. I mean, we've had people that, complain about the $99 or $79 service call. But I mean, when you're not running a 1099 subcontractor to someone's house and you're paying, you're not paying a percentage of what their ticket sales are, like that costs you money to send someone to someone's house.
Absolutely.
So we just try to recover our costs, and it's gone really well up to this point. We do a good job. We provide honest, fair service, and we're growing. So we're real happy with where we sit.
That's the important part, and focusing on customer service, like you said, because there's so many companies out there nowadays that traded that for the dollar. They're just looking at the dollar signs. You're looking to fix their problem, then do it right, but then also treat them with the service like they should be, not take advantage of them as well too.
Correct. And, our family, I'm a Kagan. We've been here for 50 years. My dad is John Kagan. He's an orthopedic surgeon. He retired a few years ago, but he was a high volume orthopedic surgeon, and he made his living off of taking care of others and treating them fairly. And he passed those lessons on to his children. And that's how we make our living is, providing fair, honest services to our customers. And so it feels really good what we do. And we also educate our customers as well about, potential issues that they may have. We do free second opinions. We ran one yesterday. I'll never mention another company's name because what I will tell you is the AC business is super shady, right? You can always find someone to go behind you and start, trying to tear apart this, and this to make someone else look bad. We will never do that, right? We rest on our own laurels and on what we do as a company. We ran a call yesterday in Alva, no names, no companies. Customer told they needed a new $4,000 evaporator coil. It was not under warranty. The system was 9 years old. we did verify all that before we went out to give our second opinion. So it was a non-warranty coil. From our company, that would have been about $2,200 to $2,500, not $4,000.
Yep.
But they also tried to sell this person a brand new 3-ton American Standard for like $13,800.
Jeez.
Yeah. And you can get one of those from us. We don't sell American Standard. We sell just the Train product, like the quality Train products. You could get a 3-ton 15.2 SEER from us right now for $72.99, $73.99. Yeah. Now there's a reason for that. So we were big Rheem Pro partners. We used to do a lot of Rheem, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in Rheem products. I wasn't really that happy with some of this the new systems that were coming out, the gas issues, the shortages, some of those issues that we were having. And so because we finally got to the point where we had some critical mass and we could actually get in front of some of these different suppliers and they would listen to us, we set up a meeting with Train, and we basically went to Train and we said, hey, listen, we want to be one of your premier dealers. We want to provide our customers with these units at the same price we were selling a Rheem unit for. We just want to change the name. They came back to us after a week or so and they said, okay. And so they gave us on 2 different units. It was, for us, we chose the 15.2 SEER and the 17 SEER plastic cabinet. They basically gave us ridiculously good pricing on them, and we passed it on to the consumer.
I love that.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, it's never been cheaper to get a Train product from us than it is right now. And a lot of people are really happy with the product and the quality of product that Train is putting out right now as well. So
that's the important part. You know, anybody can get an AC unit, but you want quality. You want something that's going to last and somebody's going to stand behind. Absolutely.
Correct. Well, remember, if it breaks, we have to fix it.
Yep.
We provide an unconditional 1-year warranty on anything that we install, unless you buy your own equipment and we just do the labor portion. Then I can't give you a warranty on the equipment. But we provide that. So that's what dictates what we will install and what we won't install. Like, we won't install what I consider to be inferior products or problematic type units that constantly break, because I don't want the headache of going out and fixing it all the time. It's the truth. I mean, it's really, I try to look at it very clean. Remember, we're busy. I've got a lot going on. Like, I don't want to install problems for people. We want to install quality products that they won't have any issues with for an extended period of time.
Yep.
But you have to remember, this is mechanical equipment also. It's always running, stuff breaks. So there's really no way to control, you know, what may break, or if, you know, a new unit you put in may have a potential coil leak after a year. That's very, very rare, but I've seen it happen. But that's where a company like us comes in. We're repair based. So we fix stuff for a living. You know, we have gotten refrigeration units in restaurants that were closed for 3 to 5 years back up and operational.
Wow.
When they were told that they couldn't be, you know, operated, they needed a new one. So we work on all types of equipment. We do work for the U.S. government. We do all types of refrigeration, HVAC work around the state of Florida.
I love it. And a little fun fact, I know before we talked, you mentioned a project down in Key West.
Oh yeah, we have a pretty decent size operation down in Key West. We did just finish the Hemingway Home down there. I did create a little video. We couldn't shoot any video inside the home because it's a museum, right? People pay to go in there and see it, so they don't want any of their, you know, information shared like that. But we were able to get some cool videos of the cats. You know, the Hemingway cats, awesome. Very special, 6 toes, or what they call polydactyl.
Right. Great work and a great story to share. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So, do you notice anything trending or changing within your industry lately?
Yes. I mean, so for a while there was a problem finding that 454 gas that just came out. You know, the government requires suppliers and manufacturers to use this new gas. And it was very, very difficult to get your hands on. So at one point, I remember we bought a pallet of it at like 400 a jug. We got lucky.
Wow.
We have some good contacts. So we got a pallet of it when we needed it, and we were able to kind of use that throughout the last year. But a lot of companies, they couldn't get the gas. And what they were doing was, which is, you really shouldn't do this, but they were dumping the 454 gas, possibly changing the piston in the system, but then they were putting 410A gas in it, which was available, and then starting the system up. Yeah, and that was actually, we dealt with probably 3 to 5 customers that had called us for second opinion, and that was the outcome.
Wow.
But I mean, I do understand you could not get the gas at the time. I mean, you just couldn't get it. It was $1,200 a jug if you could get it.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, that's sort of the problem. Whenever the government dictates what you have to use, and then the supply is limited, or it basically causes price spikes and price increases, and that's exactly what happened. Also, throughout our industry, a lot of the manufacturers have used these tariffs as an excuse to kind of crank down on everyone, including us. So, we've seen a lot of that as well. We've seen a lot of the pricing up from the manufacturers and the suppliers. But I do feel like that's starting to equalize. So it's good because, without the contractors, there would be no one to put their equipment in, right? So we're a needed part of the equation. And sometimes I feel like, the contractors are left out of the equation, or they're thought of the least. But in actuality, without, people fixing air conditioners and installing new ones when they need them, people wouldn't have cold air. They wouldn't be comfortable.
Yep. So I know it's not all fun and games at work. I know you enjoy what you do, but when you get a moment of free time, what do you enjoy doing outside of work?
Well, that's a good question. I love fishing and I love golf. Those two activities are probably what I enjoy doing the most outside of work and spending time with my family. Now, the golf does involve the family, so that's great. So I take my 12-year-old out, or 12, 10, and 8-year-old out. We play, a round of golf, go to the range. So that's really great. And then the same with fishing. We go out as a family. I try to make most of my free time that I have available to my kids and to my family, my wife, just simply because I think that's important for a healthy relationship and a healthy family.
Absolutely. And being outside helps as well too. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And now you mentioned family, because you said you've been here for quite a long time. Your family's generational.
Generational here. My father's John Kagan. He's an orthopedic surgeon. Very talented man, high volume orthopod. He just retired a few years ago. My uncle was an orthopedic surgeon here. My grandfather was a dentist here. A lot of history. Yeah. A lot of history in Fort Myers, Florida, Lee County, Florida. And it's where I raised my children. So.
And you're just trying to do the right thing for the right people down here. And just, we need more people like you down here. That's what I always say. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And, here's the thing. We really do try to live by those words as a company. We go above and beyond for our customers, even in situations where most other companies would not even consider. And we will. I'll tell you this, sometimes you'll have situations happen where, we had a guy fall through a ceiling. I mean, it happens. Wow, you're in an attic, right? You're in an attic. And sometimes there's areas to walk up there. Sometimes there isn't. And, so, I mean, we've had stuff like that happen. Now, what do we do as a company when something like that happens? Well, you do get the Kagan name when you choose 5 Star Air. So I stand behind everything we do. So what did I do is, we have, friends in the industry that are contractors, and we reached out to them, and unfortunately that was a, $2,500 to $3,000 mistake on our part. We had to replace the ceiling. But I will tell you that, if you can solve some of the adversity before it becomes a big deal, that's the key. Like, I'm not going to say any names, but there was a company recently that went out of business. They had to change their name. They're still out there doing the same BS to people. No names.
Wow.
But it all starts with the fact they were publicly not humiliated, but it was disclosed on a news station that they had charged people like $6,000 to $10,000 for work that was not done.
Wow.
And these customers tried to reach out to this company for like 6 months to a year before they got the news involved and everything else. And honestly, I feel like that's where a lot of these HVAC companies make their mistake, is instead of just dealing with any potential issue head on and coming up with an amicable, reasonable solution to it, they kick the ball further down the road. And then next thing they're on TV, they're looking like, it's they provide, not great work, or they don't do the work that they're hired and paid to do. That'll never happen to us ever, because, anytime there is any sort of an issue, I'm involved from the very beginning. And so
treating people right, customer service, end of the day, that's what it's about, and good quality work,
Well, that's the key, right? Without the quality, you have nothing, right? You're just a hack. You're a chuck in a truck. That's what they call them. I mean, I'm just passing on some of this lingo, but without the quality and without the knowledge, you're a chuck in a truck. You don't know what you're doing, right?
Yep.
If you can provide really good quality and really good service, that gives you the opportunity to maybe grow a business. But the one thing about AC that I've learned over the last 5 years is it is a super fickle industry. Okay. And I really mean that, and not the greatest of ways. So, even family, if you can't get out there to someone and get their air conditioner fixed right away, they're calling the next company, right?
Right.
There is no loyalty in AC. I hate to say that because we're in the industry, but it's the truth, right? So, answering the phone, doing a good job and fixing someone's problem, that's really the only way to maintain your customer base. That's it. It's not like insurance or somewhere where, there's residual income and they're guaranteed to call.
It's set it and forget it. No, you got to take care of it every day. Yeah.
You have to nurture your customer, and you have to do a good job. Basically what it boils down to.
Very good. So how would our listeners go about contacting you if they had questions or needed some more information?
Yeah. So, we have a website that we just did. Actually, I'm really proud of it. It's www.5starair.com. You can actually book any service on our website. You can schedule emergency service, or you can also call. We have 3 to 5 different phone numbers because we are, like I had mentioned, we're in the Keys. Yep. So we have a 305-500-5555 is our Keys number. And then locally, we have 239-282-2222 or 1-888-5-STAR AC. If you call any one of those numbers or you go to our website, you'll reach us. And we will give second opinions for free. If you're concerned that you're not getting a fair shake, or that you're being lied to, or you don't trust what you're being told, give us a call. And we'll show you why people actually call us, is because you'll get a detailed report. We run Service Titan, which means we carry all pictures, documentation, voice recording of phone calls. I mean, we're a tech-based HVAC company. So we use any and all available resources to provide the best possible service we can.
Very good. Very good. Any last words for our listeners today?
Give us a call at 5-Star Air. We're happy to help you. And if you need anything, we'll be there as quickly as we can get there.
I love it. Chris, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Thank you for being such a good neighbor, and we'll see you out in the community here soon.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast, where community meets paradise. If you loved what you heard, share it with a friend and keep the good vibes going. Until Until next time, stay sunny, stay salty, and keep being a good neighbor. Also, to nominate your favorite neighbors, local legends, heroes, or island businesses to be on the show, go to CaboWaboGym.com, that's CaboWaboGym.com, or call 239-427-4100. We want to send out some island love to Eric Tibbs from Edward Jones, State Insurance USA, and Home Wellcare Services Fort Myers. They are the businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener, from local stories to the positive vibe of island life. Here's to celebrating all that makes Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love.